Today, I'll show you how to become a Notion expert in only 10 minutes. So this here is a blank Notion page. And what you can do is click here to add a cover. So if you click this, a random cover will be generated and you can have a different one on every single page. You can click here on change cover and select from the default gallery. You can also upload your own. You can link to an existing one, or you could search on Unsplash. Let's keep it simple and just do this yellow background. So this here will be the name of the page. So pages in Notion kind of work like Word documents, but those Word documents are also folders. So pages are also folders. Hello words go here. At first, it takes a while to get used to. You can write all your text here, you can add images and so forth, just like a Word document or Google Doc, but you can also do /page. So this page now is contained in the previous page. So I'll just call this new page and I'll go back to the dashboard. You can see this new page sitting in here. So a Notion page is the same as a Word document /folder. Now, other than writing words here, one of the main things you can do is this / here, and you get access to blocks in here. And there are a ton of different blocks to choose from in Notion. Now, some of them are quite advanced, where others are very beginner friendly. There's also embedding blocks. Now, embedding is really powerful. You can embed a bunch of different stuff. Honestly, I don't even know half of these softwares here, but basically you can embed a bunch of stuff from a bunch of different softwares. As you see, the possibilities here are very endless, but we don't need to dive into that. The main things to understand here are headers. So we have heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, just like in a Google Doc, a Word doc, or maybe if you're building a website. We have bulleted lists, we have number lists, we have tick boxes for to-do lists. We also have this powerful feature here called toggles. Pretty cool. You can click here and open that up, and in here you can have whatever text you want, and you can open and close that toggle here. Pages like we went through, you can have callouts and quotes, you can create tables. Other stuff is embedding media such as images, videos, audio, and code. You can also upload files, but there is a file size limit depending on which Notion account you have. The real powerful thing here in Notion is databases. Now, databases can get kind of confusing, but they are really powerful. And databases is kind of the main reason that Notion has grown so quickly. It eliminates the need for a bunch of different softwares, as you can build whatever you want with tables here. Now, tables are absolutely free to use. The only thing you can't do in the free account is really use automations, but here you could do something like a task list. And the reason we wouldn't just do a normal checkbox to this, so 1 and task 2, is this here doesn't talk to anything. So as I tick these off, it's not talking to any other information. Whereas databases, they can connect and talk to a bunch of different data. By using all of these different property types, also known as another column here in a database, by using these different property types and by using stuff like filters, by using sort, by using groups and changing the properties and changing the layout, you can create some really powerful databases in Notion. My entire premium Notion template has been built with these features, and it's the reason that it's so powerful. I built it with only a handful of databases because Notion has all of these features here to help us view our information differently. So I thought for this tutorial, let's start off really easy and just make a simple task list. What we're going to do here is click on this plus icon here, and we're going to scroll down and we'll add a checkbox. A task list is one of the first things I recommend you build in Notion. So this name here, what we're going to do is click that and rename to task or something like that, whatever the actual task is. The next thing we want to know is which project it's relating to. Now, for my premium template, I actually use a relation property, but that gets a bit difficult, so we won't get into that. Instead, we're going to keep it simple and just do a select property. Now, a select is pretty much just a drop down. So here you could have project 1, project 2, and project 3. And as you can see here, you can click and choose this in the drop down. So now we have the task and we have the project it's relating to. Now, for the sake of this tutorial, let's start using these powerful features here. The first thing we are going to do is separate these. I want to see all the tasks relating to project 1 separated to all the tasks relating to project 2. So let's just add one more here, task 3, and let's say that this is project 1. As you can see, they are blending here together in the same list. So what I want to do here is click on these 3 dots. We are going to use this function called group. And here it's going to say, how do you want to group this information? So I'm going to group this by the type of select. So now, as you can see, the select has separated these because we have all the project 1 stuff here and all the project 2 stuff here. So the next thing here to understand on my to-do list is if I start ticking in these tasks here, they're going to show up with the tasks that I also haven't done. And that's going to become a very, very long list as I do a bunch of different tasks here, and it's just going to be too much information here on this page. So to do that, we're going to use filters. But first I want to introduce you to this other thing in here, which is database views. So I'll right click on table here, and this here will be all tasks. So I've just renamed this view here to all tasks. Now what we'll do is right click on all tasks here, and we'll click on duplicate here. So in Notion, you can have a database, and these are actually here the same information, but we are just going to use different filters, different sorting, and different groups to view this information differently. And for this one, what we'll do is rename, and this will be the uncompleted tasks. So I just want to see tasks under this tab here with all the stuff I haven't done. So in other words, I don't want to see here task 1, task 3, and task 4. So what I'll do is click on this filter button, and filter is going to say, what do you want to filter this by? And I want to filter it by the checkbox this time. So if I click on this, I'll say, only show me the stuff that is unchecked. So as you can see, the completed tasks have been removed. And this is the powerful thing instead of just doing a normal task list like this. Here, if I wanted to remove these, I would have to delete them. Whereas here, the information is still there, it's sitting here, but it's just being hidden in this. The possibilities with filters, with sorting, with automations, with different properties and different layouts and different groups, the possibilities are just really endless. There are a bunch of other properties here, as you can see, but the number property is another core feature that you should learn. So let's do this as time. So for this, let's say that we want to time track as we're working. Again, this is not something you can do with a typical to-do list here. It's just becoming, way too difficult. If I say task 1 is 10 minutes, I'll have to start adding this up and doing maths and all of that, which we just don't want. We want our systems to do that for us. So when I added this time property here, it's not only added it to this view, it's added it to this entire database. So if I click on all tasks here, you can see time showing up here as well. So what I'll do is fill out how long these tasks took me. So task 1, task 3, and task 4. Let's say that this took me 7 minutes, this took me 19, and this took me 24 minutes. Now, obviously, I won't fill out task 5 because I haven't completed it yet, so I don't know how much time it took. Now, because of that, for my time tracking, I don't want to see the tasks that I haven't done. So what we're going to do is click on the uncomplete here, and we are going to right-click on this tab and click on duplicate. Now, what we're doing here when we're duplicating the tab is also copying the filters involved. So the filter here for uncompleted, that filter is unchecked. And what we did when we duplicated that was duplicate the filter as well. So now all we have to do is change this filter here from unchecked to checked. So now that's only affected this tab here. Under the uncompleted, I'm still just seeing the unchecked tasks. So under the complete tab, I'm now seeing all of the tasks that I've done. And as you can see, it's adding this grouping here still. Of course, I can remove this grouping if I want, but it's quite useful to have because what I can do here is hover under this time here and click on calculate. And here it can start doing a bunch of maths for me. So here I want to know the sum. So I can now see I've spent 50 minutes in total on project 1. So let's click here on project 2 and let's just fill out task 6. And I'll tick both of these in, and let's say that this is 30 minutes and this is 27 minutes. If I go back to the complete now, you can see it's sitting in here and it says 57 minutes. So I now know that I've spent 50 minutes on project 1 and 57 minutes on project 2. As you can see, this is just the start of Notion, but it's way more powerful than just using normal checkboxes like this. And in Notion, your databases can talk to and show up in other pages. So I could have that information here showing up again by instead of creating a new database, by linking to an existing database. So now I can click here on my recent task list database, and as you can see, it's showing up here. Understanding how databases works puts you ahead of 99% of Notion users. If you are looking for an all-in-one Notion template solution, then check out my premium Notion template headquarters. It's got over 2,500 users with a 5-star rating, and it's been built around the best productivity methods. Click on this video here if you want to see a full tour. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this helped.